You're getting off track with Justin and Josh.
Let's go. I know you're gonna dig this.
All right, for those returning listeners, you know what it is. If you're just now tuning in for the first time, this is Getting Off Track with myself, Justin.
I'm Josh Marlowe. I don't know why it's my last name. Like
because you want to make it known. You want to make it known. You're not just any Josh.
Well, this is like a roll call at school.
Well, while we're at it, I'm Justin Lloyd. But okay, so Josh, what's been up with you since the last podcast?
You know, living life, coaching a Little League. You know.
Coaching Little League, how's that going?
It's all right. Saturday's game was a mess.
A mess. Did your kids show up?
Yeah, 5 of them.
Out of
10.
Y'all have 10? 5 showed up. What happened to the days where you could not miss ball practice unless you were like
no
sick?
kidding. I'll tell you what the problem is, and I've figured it out, and I'm sure this is not a secret to anyone. Parents.
Right.
Parents. It's like mine and your generation are the ones that's raising them now, and I'm not saying that we're better than others, but our parents raised us
well, it's like
better than most children. And now you have the ones that got raised up to me, I. Now they're raising kids, and this is what you have. They don't make them do doodlies. They let them do whatever.
Oh, yeah, no, it's like, I mean, I was no baseball superstar, but unless it was a special occasion or you were sick, you didn't miss ball practice.
Yeah.
Once you signed up, you committed, you know?
Like, we didn't even plan trips to go anywhere during ball season because you knew every practice, every game, you were going to pretty sure if I'd have said I'd have wanted to sit at home, my dad would be like, all right, that's fine, but you're quitting the team.
Yeah, well, I mean, you say that, and I heard my parents not long ago when I was down there on a Sunday talking about going somewhere, but then they had said, well, we don't want to go on this time because that interferes with ball season. And it's like, see?
Yep.
That's what, and I saw this thing I sent my dad, it's so true, this sign that I think they should put on every baseball field for Little League. It says, please remember, these are kids, coaches are volunteers, umpires are human, and you do not play for the Yankees.
Oh my God. If you only knew, because I was going to say, we also, if the parents isn't the worst part, like this team we played this weekend, their coaches are really douchebags, like douchebags and a half. This is instructionally, they're 6 and 7 year olds. So like the unwritten rule, and I'm doing quotation marks in the air for those of you at home that can't see it, the unwritten rule is if the ball legitly is hit in the outfield, like the hit goes in the outfield, then yeah, you can take second base. But if it's a pass ball, if someone makes an error, bobbles the ball, or misthrows first base, we're not going for 2 bags on that.
Right.
You're learning.
Yeah.
We're all out
That's
here
the
to
whole
learn the
purpose of
game,
Little
have
League.
fun. This other team, oh no, they play to win. Which you're not supposed to keep scoring this league, which I do in my head, but I don't really tell. I don't tell my kids though what the score is.
You're just kind of keeping track with it.
They're over there like, come on, you gotta hit the ball. Y'all are killing us. We're down by 4, so we were beating them 5-1 unofficially. Once again,
off the record.
Off the record. They're like, let's play another inning because the other team said, sure, let's start another inning. And I was like, I don't know. Like, come on, let's start another inning. Let's start another inning. So they already get their kids up there to bat. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Come to find out, they just wanted to play another inning just so they could try to beat us, which really irritated me.
So, yet again, you have coaches and parents taking it way more serious than it is. Because how old are these kids? Like
6 and 7.
6 and 7.
Like you just said, you don't play for the Yankees.
No, this is not. You don't have money riding on this. You don't have. This is for these kids to learn, and then once they start getting older, then you can focus more on the winning part. But right now, it's more about just learning the game to carry the skills over.
If you play in high school or something, then let's focus on winning.
Right. Well, on other news, I saw something yesterday, Josh, and I hadn't told Josh that we talk a lot. You know, of course, we work together, but there's some things that we try to keep from each other until the podcast. And Josh, I saw this. It's begun, man. The robots are taking over.
Autobots, roll out.
So you know how you and I both are very entertained by these people that stand outside of, for instance, loan places and restaurants and car places with these little signs, and they dance and they spin them around. Well, so I was riding home yesterday.
They work there.
Yeah.
Okay,
you know, there's a person outside.
I thought a protest. I was like, who protests loans?
Oh, I'm sure the people that owe a lot of money.
So I live in a trash can.
But it's like, the people that are trying to get you to come through the door, basically. Right. And you got some that are really skilled, like they can flip it. And like me and you saw one guy one day that was just going off. I love watching these people. So like I'm riding home yesterday and there is a fast food place of choice. I'm not going to say the name. But I ride by and I see the sign. I know you can't see me, but Josh can see me going up and down, like one side up. It looks like someone's holding it and moving it up and down. It's a machine doing it. They have started replacing these dancers with machines that now shake the signs and spin them. I seriously, like in the distance, I was like, somebody's dancing in front of the, I was like getting ready to look because some of these people are very entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a lot of traffic in Danville because they were working on 58 yesterday. So it was like, entertainment as I have to sit here for 5 minutes. It was a machine. It was a little, it looked like it had a big generator beside it, and it was just pumping it up, just back and forth.
That's so sad.
Now people are losing jobs now.
If ever there was one job that you figured the robot industry would not take, it was
the dancing sign industry.
The sign guy, yeah.
Yeah, and thanks, robots.
Speaking of the sign guy, there's a place in Martinsville that sells cell phones near where Beth lives at. And there's always a guy out there that holds the sign. He's always like, dancing like you just said, and it's always like iPhones free all day, or sometimes he'll say all phones free with something. Anyway, so he's always dancing, holding this sign. Well, there's usually like this. Then they got rid of the energetic guy, and they got this one that looks like he cannot care less whether you buy a phone or not. He's just out there making his $7.25 to buy weed with or whatever.
Oh,
anyways. It was one of those things where, like, you send those captions, it's like, you had one job.
Yeah.
He's holding the sign upside downwards.
Hold on, wait. Upside downwards? Is that a real word?
It is now.
It is now? Okay, I was going to say.
He's not holding the sign upside down.
Words.
And it's like, upside downwards. So you had one job. Number one, you're not enthusiastic. Like, I don't know if I want to buy a phone because you're not dancing. Like, are these broke phones? Like, because, why would you be so sad about an iPhone?
Right.
An iPhone 5. I'd be dancing. I'd be holding the sign dancing. Hey,
it's an iPhone 5. I want a 5S. If they told me right now to come out there for a week and dance and they'd give me a free one, you'd catch me outside the Verizon.
If it was like, hey, we're giving away free iPhone 5Ss or whatever, and dance with this sign, I'd be out there dancing.
I'd be boogieing.
But number one, why are you holding it upside down?
Yeah, no kidding. And, okay, so getting back to baseball, actually, I should have segued. See, that's where, as a radio guy, I didn't do my job. I should have used baseball to segue into this next segment, but it's okay. We'll come back around. It was very interesting. If you happen to catch Sunday's game between the Yankees and the Giants, Mariano Rivera, last game.
Yep.
Well, and, he comes out to enter Sandman, which is pretty cool. Well, how much more awesome is it that he came out to actually Metallica there playing the song?
That's right.
How awesome was that? We got a little clip for you we'll play. For those that didn't get to catch the game, I know Sundays it's a lot going on Sundays. For those of you that didn't get to catch the game, here is a little bit of what you would have heard.
Never, never land. Yeah! For you, Mariano! Thank you, brother!
So how awesome is that? Now, you said the Metallica is actually Giants fans, though, right?
Yeah, they're from San Francisco.
Right.
And they're huge Giants fans. Like, the Giants this year had a Metallica Day.
Uh-huh.
Where they honored Metallica, like Lars threw out the first pitch or whatever. That's right, dudes.
Yeah. So
you want a freaking fastball? Huh?
And yet again, another impersonation from Josh.
That's pretty cool that they could
be there and actually play the song for him to come out.
What I thought was the coolest part was they had all their amps, instead of being blacked out and just like their Metallica logo on it, they were white and blue pinstriped.
Yeah.
Number 42.
And they actually presented him one that, like you said, it looked like his jersey that they had signed, right? Like that they had all signed the amp.
Slick.
That's pretty awesome. If one day Metallica presents me anything from them, I'll consider myself to be doing pretty well.
They're on right.
But they're not getting any younger. So.
Yeah. Even though Rivera plays for the Yankees, kudos to him, though, for such a long career with one stinking pitch.
Yep.
That one pitch he's pitched for over 2 decades with and still dominates.
And it
batters.
works.
Yeah.
It works. That was pretty cool. One day maybe Metallica can bring us out.
That's right.
I mean, they brought Eric Church out, so it shows you that they don't just bring out metal artists.
That's right.
And now baseball. So, all right, now moving along. Real quick update, because we don't really have anything for redemption today. We didn't really. No. I'm sure that you could find something. You, the listener, could find something wrong with last week's podcast, but really, we didn't find much to make fun of ourselves with.
Nothing to make fun of ourselves, and I'm sure you were going to mention this earlier, but we are in the process of contacting the time traveler.
Yes, I was about to say
for all
the
you
update.
that want us to contact him,
The problem we're facing, I'll tell you right now, the problem we're facing with this is, okay, and see it from our point of view. This guy says he has been to the past before and says that you need weapons to go to the past. So obviously we're dealing with some kind of paranoid guy. So the thing is he didn't give a number, sadly. He didn't give a number, and that's what makes it hard, because else we just mask the number and call him. But what we do have is an address. And so what we're thinking about is, because I don't want it coming from my house. Josh doesn't want it coming from his house. No. We don't want it coming from the studio. So what we're thinking about doing is possibly getting a friend with, some kind of P.O. box or something to send him a letter. And if we can get his email address.
What we need, I wish I was rich enough to have my own little post office box for stuff like this.
But so we're working on that. You, the listener, we're keeping you keeping you updated on the process. But do you want to tell them the two scenarios we have painted that we might go with?
Yeah, we're going to write him a letter and mail to him like we've read his ad, and we're going to mail him a letter as someone that's from the future, and we're stuck.
And we're trying to get back to the past.
Like we also time travel, and we are stuck, and we need to get back.
Because, this could make for some great conversation.
And then we're going to mail him a letter from us legitly.
We'll try to actually get him on the show.
Yeah.
Try to get him to phone in to the show and explain to us.
I'm not about him coming talking to us in person.
I don't want to meet him face to face. Now watch, we say that and watch like Christopher Lloyd walking.
I just see I don't even see Christopher Lloyd. I see some guy, because when he says weapons, I see some dude walking in here with garden spades attached to his belt. I don't see cool weapons. I see some ghetto stuff.
But have you seen Christopher Lloyd? He looks exactly the way you're describing this guy, minus the garden tools.
True.
So there you go. So we are working on that, and as that progresses, we promise you we'll keep you in the loop, because I'm really excited about that. I'm a fan of time traveling fiction.
If he come in here, if I saw him and he had the cool old school goggles, I'm flying him, I'm riding my Model A goggles. I'd be
pulls in on the DeLorean. It's like, that would be amazing.
If he just pulled in with those goggles on, I don't care what you're doing. Those look cool to me, and I would be tempted to time travel with him.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so if you listen in, you know that Josh is a huge Jennifer Aniston fan. And if you listen to last week's podcast, I had said that I started watching this show called Raising Hope that I just thought was absolutely hilarious. Don't know how I haven't heard of it before now, but I love it. Comes on Fox. It's funny. Well, I had said that last week, and since pretty much the podcast has begun, I believe, we've talked about Josh being a fan of Jennifer Aniston. My dad disagrees. My friend Joey disagrees. And it's Josh's opinion, so it's not wrong, but everyone keeps saying of all the celebrities in Hollywood, that's who you pick. And I found it ironic that while skimming through the old episodes last week, because I had just started on one, and last week this was on season 2, and this was seriously the day or two after we did the last podcast in which we talked about Jennifer Aniston. So I was watching, and this is what I heard on this particular episode.
What are you doing?
Preparing a date for Mr. Raccoon. Jennifer Aniston by Jennifer Aniston. No man can resist this. Except Brad Pitt.
And John Mayer.
And Vince Vaughn.
Bradley Cooper.
And that homeless-looking guy from Counting Crows.
So you just gonna lure him out and trap him humanely?
No. I stuffed a bunch of razor blades in here. He's gonna hump this thing to death.
So I saw that, and as soon as I did, I was like, oop, to the studio and record that. How was that for irony?
Touche.
But that was probably seriously the day of or the day after that we did the podcast last week. I was at home just catching up on the seasons, and that come across, and I thought, yes, that fits in with the podcast to a T. So you like that show a little less now.
Yeah, now I definitely don't want to watch it.
But okay, so last week we try to do things like prank calls and all this fun stuff. I try to do a prank call to my sister, who I don't prank call often, and this is how you know that you have a reputation for pranking and messing with people when you get calls like this.
Hello.
Hey, it's me.
Hello.
You know who this is.
Who is this?
Seriously?
Who?
You're joking, right?
Is this my brother?
Okay. Want a clue?
Want a what?
Okay, here's your clue. Jackie Chan Adventures. Okay, relax. Let me finish.
Let you finish what?
That really doesn't ring any bells?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you who this is.
I am the devil, and I poop in your soul. Come with me to the rivers of hell.
Remember me now?
Yeah.
So So, attempted a prank call, just like the last one. I don't think prank calling. We're going to have to just start actually prank calling ourselves.
Yeah.
These little sites just don't do it anymore. And plus, we're creative. We can come up with something.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so I tried to prank call my sister, who I have not prank called. I'm not going to say I've never prank called her in my life, because I definitely have, but not since the podcast has been going, and definitely not as to be part of the show. And it's like, your name gets around for messing with people via phone.
You have the reputation of a prankster.
It happens. But, so that didn't work. We tried to have that for you. It didn't work. But, hey, at least we are working on the time traveler.
That's right.
That's what I'm really, really looking forward to.
Me too. We can really screw with this guy.
Oh, dude, that's going to be awesome. It really is. Okay, so going along with current events, I saw a lot of people, well, not a lot, but I saw several people post this on Facebook. So some of you may have heard this. So when you hear this is the problem with having a podcast only once a week, is that sometimes events happen that if it were the next day, we could be the first ones to jump on it and come up with something funny about it. But we're once a week.
Which we did.
We did, but we had a whole nother week before, because I think we found this the day after the podcast.
Yeah, the day after the podcast.
And it was like,
we found this the very next day. As soon as it hit the internet, we were on
top of it, had the skit recorded, everything. But so this is what you call it. It's a obituary. I was about to say eulogy, because I'm going to use that word here in a second. It's an obituary. But and a lot of you have seen it, but keep it right here. Don't tune out if you have heard it, because what Josh and I realized when we were reading through this and laughing hysterically and wiping away tears is that this sounds like a eulogy more than it does an obituary. This sounds like something you would read at someone's funeral.
Yeah,
like a poem to them or ode to them. And so Josh and I thought, what kind of church would you hear that in? So we have a little skit here that we've prepared. This is basically exactly how we imagine this being read as a eulogy.
Because based upon what this obituary talks about, we just imagine the type of person he was.
And the type of people he knew and the type of church he went to. So
if he went to church.
So without further ado, here is Freddie's eulogy.
Good morning. Thank everyone for gathering here today to remember our dear friend Freddie. Now, y'all quiet down now. I'm fixing to read. Sister Hazel, you take that down a notch. Y'all quiet down.
Y'all shut the hell up. We about to read Brother Freddie's eulogy. Pastor Marlowe, you may proceed.
Thank you, Deacon Lloyd. William Freddie McCulloch, Bloomingdale, the man,
the myth,
the legend. Women wanted to be him.
And women wanted to be with him.
William Freddie McCulloch died on September 11, 2013.
Freddie loved deep-fried southern food, smothered in cane syrup.
Fishing at Santee Cooper Lake.
Little Debbie cakes.
2.5 Men.
Beautiful women.
Reese cups.
And Jim Beam.
Not necessarily in that order.
He hated vegetables and hypocrites.
Not necessarily in that order.
He was a master craftsman who single-handedly built his beautiful house from the ground up.
Freddie was also great at growing fruit trees.
Grilling chicken and ribs.
Popping wheelers on his Harley at 50 miles an hour.
Making everyone feel appreciated.
And hitting Coke bottles at 30 yards with his 45.
When it came to floor covering, Freddie was one of the best in the business.
And he loved doing it.
Freddie loved to tell stories.
And you could be sure 50% of every story was true.
You just never knew which 50%.
Marshall Matt Dillon.
Ben Cartwright.
And Charlie Harper were his TV heroes.
And he was a hero for 6 children. Mark.
Shane.
Clint.
Brandis.
Ashley.
And Thomas.
Freddie adored the ladies.
And they adored him.
There isn't enough space here to list all the women from Freddie's past.
There isn't enough space in the Bloomingdale phone book.
A few of the more colorful ones were Mama Margie,
Crazy Pam,
Big Titty Wanda,
Spacey Stacy,
and Sweet Melissa.
He explained that nickname had nothing to do with her attitude.
He attracted more women than a shoe sale at Macy's.
He got married at 18, but it didn't last.
Freddie was no quitter, however, so he gave it a shot 2 more times.
It didn't work out with any of the wives, but he managed to stay friends with them and their parents.
In between his many adventures, Freddie appeared in several films, including The Ordeal of Dr. Mudd,
A Time for Miracles,
The Conspirator,
Double Wide Blues,
and Pretty Fishes.
When Freddie took off for that pool party in the sky, he left behind his sons Mark McCulloch,
Shane McCulloch, and his wife Amy,
Clint McCulloch and his wife Desiree,
And Thomas McCulloch and his wife Candace.
and his daughters Brandis Chalmers and her husband Michael,
Ashley Kohler and her husband Justin.
his brothers Jimmy and Eddie McCulloch,
And his girlfriend Lisa Hopkins.
and several delightful grandkids.
Freddie was killed when he rushed into a burning orphanage to save a group of adorable children.
Or maybe not.
We all know how he liked to tell stories. Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
Yep.
Bud Light's at the front of the church on the right. Food's on the left.
Y'all be sure and take your spitballs with you when you leave.
And that's what now that's real though. That's 100%. That's as it was written in the newspaper. We didn't change any of the words up.
We'll post a link of it, and you can see the link of the obituary. It's like for a legit newspaper.
Yeah, so for those of you that haven't read that, like I said, I saw a lot of links on Facebook. For those that haven't read it, we'll post a link for you now. It's on the Facebook. Go check it
Like
out.
every man's man right there.
I'm telling you, this dude, they said it wasn't enough room in the Bloomingdale phone book to list all the women that this guy had been with.
It's like, why would you? I mean, they listed like everything he'd ever done, like popping wheelies on his Harley at 50 miles an hour. He must have done that like a lot. If you're gonna put that as an accomplishment.
And instead, what was it? He was hitting Coke bottles with his 45 from how
30
far?
yards.
30 yards away? Was he doing that while he was riding the Willys? Because that would be very, very impressive.
This guy was either really cool,
Yeah.
or really sad.
I'm going to go with a little bit of both.
Yeah, because you kind of like it's like, oh, these are cool accomplishments, but it's like, is that all he ever did?
And how much of that is true? It's like, did he write his own obituary
True.
and like leave it with his lawyer?
Or did anyone ever see him hit a Coke bottle at 30 yards?
I would love to find. And this wasn't that far away from here, was it?
No.
I swear, for those of you, because I know we've got some people listening in Oregon, and we've got people listening in where did you say?
Georgia.
In Georgia. So we have people listening in multiple states. These are just the ones that we actually personally know people in that are listening. But Virginia is not all like this, I promise you.
No.
I know we had those, what did we have? We had the classifieds last week that were from this area within an hour from here.
Yeah, this is for the record. This is not from here.
Yeah, this is just not far from here, but this is incredible.
Oh, yeah. I would love to meet his family.
I would too. I'd love to have them on the. I don't even know how to start to get in contact with them though. But I would love to find the person that submitted that obituary.
I bet you I can tell you how. On that website, the link had a thing that said go sign the guest book for their family, and it had their names.
We need to go sign that big guest book.
Yeah, we do.
No promises, but I would love to get them on the show.
Like, tell us about your dad.
Tell us about Freddie. I mean, apparently this guy was just the man.
The picture that went with it too. I wish you could blow it up because that was just awesome in itself.
Oh yeah, he was just he was the man. Well, moving along from the beginning of the show to one of our favorite parts still. It's time. Let me bring in the intro. Cue it up.
Now it's time for Would You Rather?
All right. Woo. Time for Would You Rather. Okay, so this is one of our favorite parts of the show just because it gives us time to discuss things.
Yep.
Because, like I said, sometimes we agree, but a lot of times Josh and I find ourselves at odds on these. So reaching into our little...
And this time we're able to distinguish which bag is which because we got a different colored bag.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Color coordination. All right. Are we ready for question number 1?
Yes.
Oh, this is pretty cool. Would you rather be able to only whisper or only be able to shout?
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Shout.
Shout?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you shout, I guess you could sing, right?
You can make a career out of that, Little John.
Very true.
What?
True. Yeah.
Okay.
Very true. Very true. I wonder if Little John's suffering from this would you rather question. He chose shout. I don't know for that one because let's think of scenarios now. I'm kind of in agreement with you actually on shout. So yet again, we don't disagree when I say we usually do. But let's think of times when it would be inappropriate. Funeral. Unless you could shape it up to be like you are really sad about the passing.
I was going to say church, but I guess if you went
if you feel in the spirit.
If you went to some of the denominations, I think shouting is right in line.
Right. It'd be weirder if you were whispering.
Yeah.
They'd be thinking you were possessed.
And the Lord said,
let there be light. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of indecisive on that one. I'm going to go with shout, though, because here's another scenario that I'm going to paint in a serious light. Imagine if you were trapped or you know what I mean, you were lost or something. People aren't going to find you if you're out in the middle of the woods or stuck in. Remember that movie with James Franco where he had gotten his arm pinned to the rock? I mean, which granted, his yelling didn't help him, but it probably gave him a better chance of being found than whispering would have.
Yeah.
Help.
Good point.
My arm's stuck. So I actually agree with Josh on this one. I'm going to go for shout. I would rather be able to only shout than only whisper.
Yeah.
And like I said, don't forget, Facebook's up. Go like it and, put your opinions on these because we love to hear them. Now, this is interesting. We had a guest, but it fell through. But if you want to be a guest on the podcast, just let us know.
Yep.
And we would love. It doesn't matter. We would love to have anyone. It doesn't even matter if we really don't know you that well.
Yeah,
at
I don't
all. Care. We don't have to know you whatsoever. Just make sure you contact us via the Facebook, email, Twitter. Let us know you want to be on here for Would You Rather, and we'll definitely line it up and get you on the show because we love to have outside opinions on these. Would you rather be invisible or able to read minds?
Invisible. Oh, well, is it all the time, or can you just pick and choose?
It really doesn't say. I guess let's just go for our fun and amusement. Let's go with the ability. You know what I mean? Like you have the ability to go invisible or to read minds. Kind of like you can be Jessica Alba from Fantastic Four or Professor X from X-Men.
I'm going with invisible.
You're going to go with the invisible?
Yeah.
And what would your reasoning be?
Because I can screw with some people. Just think, you could, like, let's say, for an example, if you was in here one morning and you set your cup of coffee down right there, then you leave, I could come back and set it over there.
And freak me out.
Yeah, and turn on, like, off your monitor, turn on stuff, yada, yada, yada.
And I'm pretty sure that going invisible, again, going back to the serious things, could probably help you out in more situations than reading minds. I mean, it'd be cool to know people's intentions. But at the same time, if you're being pursued,
some guys will jump you or want to shoot you. I'm invisible.
Go invisible.
Shoot me now.
They don't have a clue where you are. Whereas opposed to if a guy's going to shoot you and you can read his mind and you know that he's going to shoot you, that still doesn't help you all.
And you'll be
very well.
You'll be the ultimate hide and go seek player,
dude. German spotlight ain't got nothing for you.
You can just stand right beside the guy the entire time,
just follow him.
Yeah,
and just walk very softly
and just keep whispering in his ear. Can you find me?
Yeah, 2 for 2. We agree today.
Yeah, this is a good day.
I'm going to end up letting you buy me lunch or something today.
Ooh.
All right, so let's see here. Going on to the third.
I hope you're eating dollar.
See, you notice, though, side note, you notice that these are a lot less morbid than, or like, life. Because some of the other ones would, just very serious.
I'm glad we got them out of the way.
Yeah, definitely tried to, we tried to load it up with some newer, fresher questions. All right. And here goes to another serious one, but good conversation. Would you rather love and not be loved back, or be loved but never love? Think about that. Don't jump to an answer. Think about that for a second, because that's actually that's a tough question. Would you rather love someone but they never be able to love you back, or they never will love you back, and you're the one that's stuck with all the heartache and yada yada? Or would you rather have them love you, but you can't feel love, like you'll never be able to love anyone?
Oh, I'm going with the...
You're going to say can't feel love. Oh, you're going to say you love them, they don't love you? Really? And
surprising. You didn't
yes, I called it wrong. I thought I could read you like a book, and apparently I cannot. So what is your reasoning?
Because I'm going to be a billionaire country songwriter. Mm-hmm. Because that's all country songs are about.
Very true.
Heartache.
So you're just going to write about heartache. But still, though, man, like that would suck, though. I mean, most of these country stars, they write about heartache, but then because of their fame and fortune, they find someone else that they love, and the pain and heartache goes away with all of their money.
If I had a lot of money, I could forget about that. I'd be having a blast.
Heartbreak sucks. I don't know. I think for this one, I might actually choose that they love me, but I'll never be able to love them back, which I don't know, though, because then again, if you want to be selfless, then that means they're going to be the ones heartbroken because you can never love them back. So you'll be hurting them more than hurting you. So it's kind of like with your answer, you're the one kind of taking the bullet in a sense, because you're the one that's going to be dealing with all the heartbreak and the fact that you love someone that'll never love you back. But you know what I'm saying? And basically, like if my scenario, like me, if I did the other one, I'm going to be hurting someone else because someone else is going to love me, but I won't ever love them back. So I don't know. In the act of selflessness, I probably will agree with you and take that, just because I would hate to think that, I was causing someone heartbreak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to go with that and just be like you. It's like, well, I guess I'll. So that's 3 for 3.
But it's like, would you rather questions? You have to. They ought to come with some interpretational rules.
Right, because it's very wide open to it. I mean, it's like the term love could be very broad. You know what I mean?
If this was like, I don't know if you could interpret these how you would act in normal life. Like, even you thought I'd go this way, but I'd probably, like, even if I loved that person, they didn't love me back, I'd probably, whatever. Moving on.
Right.
I'm going to have fun, but I guess you have to, like, live with that for the rest of your life.
Yeah, well, yeah, because, I mean, in normal terms, it's like in normal situations, if someone, it's like, oh, well, moving on, finding someone else. But at the same time, in this scenario, I guess it's saying that, you feel differently than you do now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You would develop a love for someone, but they would never love you back. So that's tough. You
could be the ultimate Hugh Hefner, though.
You could. It all goes into really what you would prefer. Are you one of those people that you don't want anybody to hurt because of you, or are you all about you and you don't care about? So I'm going to just, in the act of, trying to be a good person, I would say that I would go with what you said so that I wouldn't be the cause of someone else to get hurt.
Now I kind of want to change my answer, though.
Change your answer. I'm going to stay where I am. I'm taking the high road. I'm going to be.
Now you just said some stuff that made me think differently.
It's a brain thing, man.
Yeah, now I want everybody to love me.
You want them to love you, and you never love them back.
We're going with that.
Well, it's not everybody now. It's just basically saying, the way the question was stated is that basically someone.
Do you know they love you, though?
Yes, I'm thinking so. I'm thinking that you have like a block, like a mental block. Because let's face it. I mean, getting real, love, the feeling of love is created by chemical reactions in your brain. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I believe in love and all, but I'm saying it's a chemical reaction. So I guess in this scenario, what we could paint is that chemical has been blocked from your brain. So while this lady, let's say a girl, will love you. Let's say Beth, for example. In this scenario, Beth would love you to death and give you the world, but you'll never be able to love her back. So therefore, you'll never be able to give her that feeling of being loved back that you do now and make her feel like you love her, you want her. You'll never be able to give her that. So basically, she'll be going all out for you, and you'll just be kind of like snubbing her. And it's not that you're a jerk. You can't help it. Whereas the other way around, basically imagine the script has flipped.
I'm glad she's not a guest on Would You Rather.
Yeah. No.
She would probably say
I forbid that because you two would be going at it like so bad.
I was saying, she'd probably say that's already the scenario.
I'm going to patch in Dr. Phil for next week's Would You Rather, because I think we need to have a heart-to-heart with Josh.
No, we had a funny little story that kind of like ties into that. We had this whole conversation that she said, and I know she don't care me telling her personal business because it's kind of funny. She said, "Why?" She goes, "I tell you all the time I love you. Why don't you tell me back a lot?" Like she said, "Why don't you say it when I say it?" I said, "I told you one time. If anything changes, I'll let you know."
Like I said, Josh is like your granddad. Josh is very old school. So imagine your grandma and I think generally everyone has those. At least one set of grandparents to where it was like you knew they loved each other, but they just weren't the jump into each other's arms and show the world their affection. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you had the grandpa that just sat in the couch and the grandma that was mad all the time about things he was doing, but you knew they loved each other.
Oh yeah.
So I imagine with you two, it's
Well, the grandpa's also the same one where if you tried to F with grandma, he's the first one to blow your head off.
Mm-hmm. So side note, he's probably listening to this, of course not live, but I sent my dad the picture of that sign that I read you in baseball, where it said, and my dad come back. Now, those that don't know, my dad and my whole family are Yankees fans. I'm the only Red Sox fan in my family, my immediate family. I have cousins that like the Red Sox and stuff.
Everybody can't be smart.
Right. But so I had sent my dad that picture. He coaches Little League and all that, and he sent me one back and said, notice they didn't put the Red Sox. Sorry, I mean I like it. That's because the Red Sox, I guess, are better sports.
Yeah,
we don't cause as much controversy as
the Red Sox don't. Yeah, fraud. We don't throw temper tantrums.
That's why they didn't put the Red Sox on that sign.
Right,
because we don't represent bad sportsmanship. We represent good sportsmanship. Mm-hmm. There you go.
And see, you can't. That's also the reason why they're on the sign. It says, your kids don't play for the Yankees, which means you can't get mad at your kids. Like, people get mad at the game, like, God, why do they suck so bad?
Right. You can't get mad at your kids.
Just like now, the Yankees fans in New York are hating on the Yankees because they're horrible.
Right.
With the Red Sox, you can't get mad at them. You love them. They're great. Them. Oh, they won the AL East.
So there it is. All right. Moving on, because we actually are making good time this week because
We don't want to be monotonous and have the same.
We don't want to
stuff
have the
every
same
week.
things. Would you rather we're going to keep because it'll never be the same questions.
That's right.
Random facts. We only planned on doing that like every once in a blue moon, but we got a lot of messages from folks saying they love the whole random facts at the towards the end of the podcast,
and we've come to love it as well.
So we decided we'd keep some educational value to the show. But as far as we're making good time. We didn't have any.
I feel like Lamar Burton on the Reading Rainbow.
Why is that?
Educational.
Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow.
But we need to get that little intro for our show. It's a But so basically this week's not going to be exactly like last. We didn't have any dumb criminal news for you today, and we don't have any classifieds. Now the classifieds will look, there really wasn't anything.
No, we can't. We don't want to make stuff up. So.
Yeah, we want it to be, because everything we've given you so far has been 100% true. I mean, we've not exaggerated.
We don't want to start making stuff up just to make someone laugh. Or be amusing.
Yeah, so we want to keep it as true to life as we can. So as the dumb classifieds and dumb criminal news roll in, we will relay them to you, the listener.
Yeah,
and
so if you're wanting dumb criminal news, then get your family members in there and do something stupid. Encourage some bad behavior.
There you go. But we didn't tell you to.
I mean, don't yourself do it. You get someone else to do it.
Right. Just go inspire someone else to do bad
That's
things.
Right.
Extra
Here's a
time.
6-pack and a flamethrower. Go ahead.
Go at it. That sounds like somebody that would have been leaving Freddie's funeral. All right, so let's see. This is good. This is a great one to end Would You Rather on today. And I don't think that you're allergic to one of these, but let's just say you are, because it sucks. I am, and it's horrible. Okay, so the last Would You Rather question of the day, and like I said, we'd love to hear you guys' feedback. Go to the Facebook. We'll start up a conversation with you on Facebook, or we'll address it next podcast.
That's right.
Okay, drum roll for the last one. That was amazing. Let me get a real one to compare it to. Pretty close.
I've been working on that all week.
Oh, so you've been working. I'm proud of you. See, people, Josh is taking the podcast very seriously. He's working on it at his time off. Yeah, so we don't even need a sound effects board anymore. We have Josh Marlowe. All right. We'll work on that one. All right, this is a good one. Would you rather eat poison ivy or a handful of bumblebees? And now, you said you're not allergic to poison ivy, are you?
I don't think I am, but I think, because, they say your immunity wears off to it after a while.
I know some people that are going to be in trouble.
So, because now if I touch it, I'll get a little bump, but it won't.
Well, the reason I say that is my buddy Cameron, I've watched him take a leaf before and rub it on his face to show you that he's not allergic. And it's like, God forbid the day that he does that to show somebody and the immunity wears off.
What if he hadn't done it in 5 or 6 years and his immunity completely watch me show you. He's rubbing it all over his face. He's eating it. He's rubbing it in areas where you shouldn't rub poison ivy.
And then we'll be reading his eulogy.
Yeah. Well, he's unclawed himself to death.
We'll make it just as interesting. But and that's the thing. In poison ivy, you can swallow it. It can get inside your throat. I mean, it can get in I've heard of people getting it in their lungs. I mean, so it's some big consequences. I believe, seriously, as bad as it would suck, I'm going to go for the handful of bumblebees.
So do you swallow the handful of bumblebees?
It says eat. Yeah, so you're swallowing. Because at least, the way I'm looking in my mind, and if you can find a flaw in this, please bring it. But in my mind, the way I'm looking at it as the bumblebees, keep them in your mouth. And number 2, it says a handful. So it's really not a lot of bees. As soon as you get them in your mouth, just kill them, chew them fast, get them dead, and then swallow them. And they're not going to sting you on the way down or anything.
Ugh.
But poison ivy, it doesn't matter what you do. As you swallow that, it's going to go. I mean, you're going to have it in your stomach. I mean, that's probably. And there are animals out there that eat bees, and they're fine. Poison ivy will probably screw your insides up if you eat it. I mean, I could imagine that could be fatal to some folks, actually having it in your body. I could see it getting in your stomach. I mean, I'm going to go with bees. As bad as that'll suck getting stung in the mouth a few times, I'm still going to take the pain and go for the bumblebees. I guess, though, poison ivy, like we said, that's actually an allergic reaction you have to. So some folks are allergic to bees. So think of that.
Yeah.
That's tough. Some folks don't have a choice. They have to go for the poison ivy because they're allergic to bees. And if you're allergic to both, then I guess it's just your time to go. That's a tough choice. I'm team bees right now.
I think I'm going to go with poison ivy. I just can't do the bees.
You're going to go with poison ivy?
Yeah.
And what's your reason? Just the thought of the bees crawling around in your mouth and chomping on them and stuff?
Okay, these you said bumblebees, right?
Yeah.
So they're pretty good size.
Right. A handful of those isn't going to be but a few. Which,
yeah,
granted,
but still, I don't think you'll be able to kill them
I
all.
almost just had one of those little cold chills where you do the Harlem Shake for a second, you know. But thinking about that, just thinking about the feeling of them things crawling around in your mouth and everything.
What about if you didn't kill them all, though? And now they're down your throat and your stomach? Well, no.
They'll eventually die, though.
Whereas your stomach acid will kill them.
Right. They'll die eventually. But, you know, the poison ivy, it's amazing how, like, you can have a dried up leaf, still touch it a month after it's dead, and still have an allergic reaction to the... That stuff's nasty, man. I hate poison ivy, poison oak. I'm allergic to it. And I think I'm the opposite. As I get older, though, my reactions are less. The first time I ever had it, I actually had the rashes
Puff Daddy?
Bumps. Yeah, I became
P. Diddy.
The P. Diddy. But it's like, you know, I puffed up and everything and got it. And then the next, and I would still get it, but it went to just, like, it gets smaller and smaller. Like the last time I had it, I think it was like looked like little mosquito bites. And then it went away within the week. So... You know, but still, I hate it.
I'm still going with poison ivy.
I hate it. That's what keeps me out of the woods most of the time. Like, I mean, I used to, when I was a kid and in high school and everything, man, we were in the woods all the time. Being in Virginia, it's like, what else is there to do, really? You know, at that age. So it's like we were always in the woods. We were riding full bullets fishing. What's kept me, and I still, you know, go hunting from time to time, but what's kept me out of the woods the most part is poison oak and poison ivy. Like, it's that annoying that I just don't even want to deal with it anymore.
It's pretty bad. I
mean, it's like if they were to develop a shot right now and be like, you know, $1,000, you get this shot, you'll never get it again. I'd probably turn into a full blown redneck, because then I could go in the woods and not have to worry about anything but snakes.
They probably have some cure for it. They probably don't want you to have it.
Well, the poison oak, I would imagine that they don't really make that much money off of it. Something like cancer, I would imagine that's true, because that's like a $6 billion a year industry. So I imagine they would withhold the cure for a while, because think about how much money they make off of chemo. I mean, they make a lot of money off of it. Whereas poison oak, I don't think anyone's really making a lot of money off of poison oak
calamine lotion company. They're
withholding the cure. Yeah. Calamine Lotion Incorporated is like, we will not release this to the public.
Paying them off, like, don't you release that stuff?
Yeah, you know that human beings are one of the only known species to react the way we do to poison oak /ivy/sumac. So it's like, and see, another thing too that can get you got to watch out for while we're on the subject of poison oak is dogs. You know, dogs will run through the woods and get it on their fur, and then come back and you rub them and. So, if you can't tell from my ranting about poison oak, I really hate it. So I'm going for bumblebees. Josh, you're going for poison ivy.
Yep.
Dun, dun, dun. Either way, we're both screwed.
Yeah, I mean, either way, it's going to suck.
It's going to suck. I don't think either one of us.
There's no positive outcome to that.
No, it's not going to be. But, okay, so poison ivy, Josh. Josh is team poison ivy. I am team bumblebees. So, you know. I'd probably hear that sound in my nightmares after eating those.
Could you just imagine the feeling in your throat?
You feel them thinking about them moving around and stuff. Ugh. Okay,
so a little Harlem shake.
So now that, all right, moving away from the Would You Rather, Josh and I were discussing it last week about phone, talking on the phone with people, and one of my biggest pet peeves, and I do have people do this to me. I'm sure Josh has people do it to him. I'm sure everyone has people do it. When someone calls you and then makes you hold on repeatedly, not just a time or two, not, because stuff happens, but I'm talking about calls you and makes you hold on. You know what I mean? Yeah. Calls you and inconveniences you. And so Josh and I decided to record a little example of what we mean. So if you don't know exactly what I'm talking about, here we go.
All right, so I just sign here, and this house is all mine, right? That's awesome. Hold on a second. It's my buddy Justin. He wouldn't call me if this was important. Hold on. Hello.
Hey Josh, what's up?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Gene, get off the refrigerator.
Justin.
I told you no. Don't make me get your mama out here.
Hey, Justin.
Hey Josh, sorry about that, man.
Hey, yeah. Hey, let me
get the goat off the shed.
What?
Off the shed. I thought you learned with the alpaca.
Oh, Justin,
sorry, Josh. The kids, man, they're just all over the place. Look, what I actually was calling you about was...
Hey,
Hold on 1 second. What is that? Who's at the door? I'm on the phone.
Hey.
Go to the door.
Justin.
Answer the door.
Justin.
Answer it. Answer the door. Who is it? Oh, nobody. Man, my kids are tripping out today. And wife's running all over the place, man. So
Hey,
how's the house thing going? That going good?
Yeah, hey,
Hold on. I said get the door. There's obviously someone there if someone's still knocking on it. Get the door.
This is ridiculous.
If you don't hurry up and get the door.
Justin.
Now. Answer the door. Tell your little brother I said to get the goat off of the shed. I don't know how many more times I have to say that. I'm on the phone. You're being rude to Daddy. All right, Josh, man. The kids are just all over the place.
Hey, is there any way I can call you back in like...
Hold on 1 second. What, honey? Honey, what?
Seriously.
Oh, Billy. Yeah, that's fine. Hand me the phone. Hand me your phone. Billy just called for me. Hey, Billy, what are you doing, man? Not a lot. Hanging out. Kids all over the place, you know. Not a lot at all. Look, man, I'm going to probably come down there and hang out.
Anyways, sorry about that. That's kind of strange there. I don't even know what was going on. So just sign here, and the house is my... Hold on a second. He's calling again. Hello?
Hey, man, you hung up on me. It's kind of rude, to tell you the truth.
What I was trying to tell you was...
Hold on. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Hold on 1 second.
Hold on, I'm trying to tell you.
Get out of the truck. You are 10. You don't need to be driving. Look, go get your little brother. Go get your little brother out of the truck. Seriously, go. Honey, what are we eating tonight? I mean, am I cooking? You cooking? What's going on? I'm getting hungry.
Justin.
I can't function without food. Most human beings don't last without it. Okay. All right. If I tell you one more time about that goat on that shed, we're going to have a problem. Lord, Josh, I'm telling you, think about the kid situation before you pop them out.
Justin, let me
what I was calling you about. Hold on, Josh. Hold on. What? Who? No? Yeah, let me speak to him. Bring me your cell phone. Who is it, honey? Oh, it's Billy again. Hey, Billy, what's going on, man? I'm going to definitely bring that four-wheeler over there to you this weekend, for sure. And we'll hang out and ride it and all that good stuff. No, I'm not doing anything important.
That's it. I give up.
Hold on, Billy. Let me call you back. I've got to call Josh back. Apparently, he's having a nervous breakdown or something.
So there you go. I know that folks out there have those kind of friends.
Oh, yeah.
Or family members or anyone. I get that a lot. People call you and they're constantly on the
interrupting
spree. So, I mean, that was like just one take.
Yep.
Without a script. So there you go.
One take, completely random.
That shows you how often it's happened to us.
Yeah.
We knew what to do immediately. All right. Well, now it's time to go to the part of the show that we usually end on every week. And we don't have an intro for it. So, Josh, would you like to sing anything for this as we go to present some random facts?
Yeah. Here is your random fact. There we go.
Dude, someone should nominate us. We should
Broadway, here we come.
We should definitely get some kind of recognition for that.
I thought I put a little jazz step in there while I was doing it, like
It totally would work if they could see you, man.
Yeah.
Definitely. We'll start doing some YouTube videos. That's what we'll do. All right. Here's your first random fact of the day. 90% of relationships don't work out if the girl is taller than the guy. I could see why.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, especially
ego trip.
I mean, let's just imagine for a second that she's not ridiculously tall and he's just ridiculously short. Most ridiculously short people already have little man syndrome as it is. So to think that you've got even your wife can pick on you, the person you see every day, I guess that would be,
the ultimate.
The ultimate. So, yeah, I could see that. Most of us have egos anyway, so it's like, I don't really have much to say on that one.
Yeah.
It's just pretty self-explanatory.
Glad I don't have that problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man, let's see. Now, I will say that I've seen some very attractive tall ladies, though.
Oh,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? I've seen some
had
ladies.
something I wouldn't mind if she was taller than me.
Right. It's some out there that are just, I'm trying to think of one I saw on a TV show. Big Bang Theory. I don't know. You don't really watch that show, do you? No. For those of you that do watch, you probably know who I'm talking about. Sheldon's sister was really, really tall, but she was very, very pretty. So it's like, I think we would be the 10%. We'd make it. So, all right. Let's see. This is interesting. This is very interesting. The Guinness Book of Records was originally published by Guinness Breweries. I didn't say that right. Breweries. As a reference for settling bar arguments.
Yep.
That is cool. So basically that started, that would be like, which we do, Josh and I debate a lot on just the most random off-the-wall crap. Everything from music to, we don't really debate sports, but music to movies and stuff. And basically someone said, you know what? Let's settle this.
Yeah.
Let's publish our arguments into findings.
Well, I guess we don't really all the time debate like statistics. It's mainly just our opinions on stuff.
Well, no, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the fact that we debate and they decided to make a book out of their debates.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, it's that's interesting. I never knew that. So the next time you read, next time you're thinking these disputes are taking us nowhere, just remember someone started one of the most famous books ever off of bar arguments. All right, moving along to our next random fact of the day. The first known contraceptive was crocodile dung.
Oh, yeah.
Used by the Egyptians in 2000 BC.
And I bet it worked, because there's no way on this green earth that I would even want. That would just ruin it for me right there.
Yep. It's like, honey, you ruined the mood when you said dung. It doesn't matter what. When you brought poop into the scenario.
It's like, what are you stuffing in there? It's like, oh, Jesus, that's it.
Oh, Lord. And
like,
I mean, how did they... I wouldn't even, and just think, I would hate to be the contraceptive company and do a scoop up crocodile poop.
I'm not going out there and getting it.
No, I don't want to.
The crocodiles poop on land or in water. You think they just do it in the water? You
would think that would be the most convenient route, right? I mean,
they're in the water most of the time.
I don't know. That's a good question. Does anybody know that? If you know that, post it to our Facebook wall. Find us an article, something. Where do crocodiles poop?
Why I question that, because crocodiles and alligators are like cousins. They're very, very similar. But swamp people, I know it's when they kill alligators all the time.
Right.
That's when they do alligator hunt. But you never see them talking about alligator poop.
Right.
So if they never talk about, like, oh, you can tell there's been an alligator here, there's alligator poop or something.
So you're basically saying you never see them on land, like scouting for a
about, oh, you can tell
an alligator.
You can see what he's been sliding here, or they was laying here. Well, it's like, there's some alligator poop. You can tell there's some alligators been here.
Right, whereas like deer hunting and stuff, you'll see them shows where they'll go, here's some fresh droppings.
Yeah, bear hunting. Like, look, there's a pile of bear crap. There's been a bear here.
There's a rabbit skull.
Yeah.
Amidst the poop, we know that's a bear. Very true. I don't know. It could be the water, and if that's the case, I really wouldn't want to be the guy that has to go in there and get it. So, yeah.
What if your wife was like, go out there and get us some crocodile poop?
I don't know. Times get tough, man. What if I was going to say, what if you and your wife, you hadn't done the business in a while, and she goes, look, I'll do it, but I don't want to get pregnant. So go out there, get me some crocodile dung.
Like, you know what? On second thought, I think I'll just go to sleep.
I don't know. Wars have been started by horny men. I'm pretty sure that
I'll go to war.
In a hard enough time, in a big enough slump, that you'd probably jump out there and start scooping for alligator poop.
Nah, I don't know.
I think you would. I don't know. Like I said, countries have been formed and destroyed over men wanting women.
I would probably want to destroy a country before I would do that.
Well, All right, now here is your random fact of the day, your very last one. This is pretty cool, actually. This is almost comical. Baseball player Richie Ashburn hit a foul ball that struck a spectator. As they carried her away, he hit another ball and struck her again. This is fact.
Yes.
How does that happen? That's like something straight out of a movie.
She's got some bad luck.
She's got some bad juju going for her.
Yeah, she needs to get on the baseball gods or something.
I think she just needs to find a new sport to spectate.
No kidding.
Go for basketball. You don't hardly ever see the ball taking someone out. Yeah, so that's pretty crazy. Girl got hit by the same batter twice in a row. Good sound effect right there. I felt like I was there. Well, that's about it for this week's podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you to death. And like I said, we're working on the Time Traveler. That's something that it's in the works, I promise you. We're going to get that going for you very soon. What else were we talking about that we need a response for? Or that we're doing, that we're in the progress
We're
of?
Still working on some Harry Carey seance.
Harry Carey. We're going to bring him back from beyond the grave and probably have him join.
We haven't got our soothsaying and seance skills perfected yet.
Right.
We've gotten some other spirits.
We keep bringing the wrong ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to get Harry Carey in here.
Still planning stages on, I think Justin may have forgotten about it. We're having a massive prank that we're working on.
I have forgotten about it.
Yeah. I hadn't, so I've been putting the wheels in.
Wait a minute. Do that motion again. You talking about what we talked about a long time ago? Oh, no. You're talking about what the picture was relating to on Facebook.
Yeah.
It just reminded me. See, Josh and I, long before the podcast, have been coming up with pranks because that reminded me of another prank that we still need to do, but that would have to go on YouTube. Yeah, that would be gold. I mean, that would be YouTube
We're
gold.
almost at the time period, too, where we'd have to do it now before
it gets too cold.
Yeah.
Because no one would believe it.
Yeah.
Unless
there's some weird
I was going to say, you and I, though, we've seen some very odd folks walking around that Riverwalk Trail, though.
Yeah.
So it might be possible to fool them. But either way, lots of things on the way and giveaways. We promise you got some giveaways coming. We just got to, we got to get this going and get it established.
Tell your friends.
So, yeah, spread this around. Share it on Facebook because I promise you some cool stuff, too. We're not going to give you, like, Burger King coupons. We're going to give you some...
We'll give you some Taco Bell coupons.
Darn right. But we've got some cool stuff coming. We just got to keep this going, and lots of prospects in the future. So, and also we need some guests. We need some would you rather guests. We go through and we find them. We want we want any of the listeners. So definitely shoot us a email or message us on Facebook, post on a wall, whatever you got to do. Share the Facebook, share the podcast, and once again, I'm Justin.
Share something. I'm Josh,
and we'll see you next week.